What's going on, MMA fans? I'm here to go over a topic that was sent to me via a message here on YouTube. And as of late, I've gotten some really good topics. The Anderson Silva, the Kimbo Slice. But you know, these topics they're so long, they're hard to put in MMA Corner videos. And these ones especially are ones that people are talking about and people are constantly asking questions about. And when I get several questions over and over again, something like that, generally what I like to do is I like to do a video, and this is one that I've been asked by several people, and it's an excellent topic, and it's talking about the Affliction versus the UFC, and the card coming up that's on July 19th for both organizations. So what I'm going to just touch on real lightly, and I'll try not to go too long into this, but just to explain what's going on here and the jockeying of position, if you will, because that's exactly what's going on. Affliction, of course, is, if you're not familiar with it, it's a shirt brand that was originally designed for musicians and artists and other so on and so forth, and then eventually Affliction started getting in with MMA and started promoting guys like Randy Couture. Then you started seeing guys like Carl Parisian, Quentin Rampage Jackson at UFC 71 got his first Affliction shirt, George St. Pierre, Sean Shirk. I mean, the list goes on for who has Affliction shirts. Tim Sylvia. As soon as Affliction got a organization as far as promoting fights, it was banned from both the UFC and the Elite X scene. They said, no, you can't have those shirts in our organization anymore. So Affliction said, okay, that's fine. We'll call the event Banned. So they're putting on the July 19th show. You know, if you've been following the news with Sheerdog, Sheerdog, MMA News, MMA Junkie, you know about the event. So the UFC, to combat that, because they don't want Affliction to just get their name out there and be the sole organization to try to, you know, take away its fan base, they're gonna try to go against what Affliction's doing and try to combat it. And they're gonna put on a free show on Spike, which I think it's a good move. When you think of how many of the fan base of the UFC, that is probably more than 65% is the casual fan, they're gonna get to see that this event's going on in the UFC, and they're gonna watch it for free on Spike rather than buy it on pay-per-view for another, you know, organization. And the thing about Affliction is that they're not putting this on in sports bars. They're not going to be trying to get out to the everyday consumer, into the everyday person that is like a sports bar, you know, a place where you can go sit down and eat. They're not doing that. It's only going to be, it's through pay-per-view, but they're not trying to get out there so people will go to watch it for free, if you get what I'm saying. Which that is something that is not going to bode well over for this. If the UFC, and it's not if the UFC's putting a show on that night, that's going to take away a lot of views from this card. You know, Dana has always tried, when you see organizations pop up, and something that's really definitely combating him with Fedor, with Tim, with Andrei Arlovsky, guys that were in his organization, he's going to want to take all the publicity and all the media attention away from there as possible and put it back towards the UFC, and not allow this organization to jump right out off the ground, and that's what he's doing. I was personally asked, which event am I going to be watching? If I can get on the computer and I can, you know, watch the live stream, I'll probably be watching the Affliction card, to be perfectly honest with you. I think a lot of people probably are going to be doing that, but if it comes down to I can't get on the internet, I'm at someone's house, I'll probably end up watching the UFC event. I mean, it really comes down to where I'm at. You know, I don't know how it is for most of you, but both cars look like they're going to be really good. I mean, if you just looked here in the last day or so. I think they did put the Hermes Franca and Frankie Edgar fight onto this 19th card. And then you've got Anderson Silva moving to 205, which, you know, I just did the video on that, talking about, you know, Anderson in the past had talked about he wanted to move to 205, and then Dana has even mentioned in the past that, well, you know, we'd like to see Anderson move to 205. So, you know, the battle of these two organizations is going to continue, and the UFC is going to put itself out there to try to say, we're the top dog. No, you're not going to be able to get all the media attention. You think you're going to get all the spotlight? Well, think again. We're putting an event on that night. And all that is, you know, is a way for the UFC to just block out the views from them getting any type of mainstream attention and any type of views, as far as a huge number of views. And I really have noticed that Affliction has not done a lot of TV sponsors and TV spots. I know I heard from a couple people that they've had it on HDNet and I think Fox Sports, or FSN off and on, but I mean, you've got to do more than that to try to get this event out, and I don't know. But nonetheless, it's going to do well. It's going to get, I think, enough views to make another show happen, but I don't think it's going to be, you know, an astronomical amount. Like, you're going to have maybe, I'll say maybe 1 or 2 million buys for pay-per-view, and I think that's going to be the limit. And I think the actual event, you know, the ticket sales, I think that'll sell out because it's an MMA event in California. They have a lot of diehard MMA fans there, and it's at the Honda Center in Anaheim. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why that won't sell out, because people are gonna be like, oh my God, look who's fighting. And these people know who Andre Arlovski are. They know who Ben Rothwell is. They know who Matt Lindland is. They know who Tim Sylvia is. I mean, that's going to sell tickets. But where I see the problem is pay-per-view. That's not going to bode well. I think that's going to be a lot less than what Affliction really wants. So, leave me some comments, constructive, negative, positive. Let me know what you think. I'm not promoting the UFC by any means. UFC is just doing what, you know, the UFC does. It's a business marketing aspect of just trying to put Affliction down. It happens. So, like I said, leave me some comments, constructive, negative, positive. Let me know what you think. And on that note, you guys, have a great day.